they didn't buy it for a minute. So what I'm saying is that if we were connected to our gut feelings, there's a lot of things we wouldn't be choosing. A lot of things we wouldn't buy that we don't need. A lot of people we wouldn't follow who are actually not authentic themselves. So the big way that this society survives is by people disconnected from their gut feelings. So that's what I mean by it's an essential part of our social character is to be disconnected from ourselves. Well, interesting you mentioned the Matrix, because I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that I've heard the story that the people that wrote the Matrix did so after they took part in a self-awareness program, which I won't mention, but they did, so that they could see all of a sudden the gap between how they lived and the reality, Well, look, mass hypnosis. Let's take something simple. Let's take America's wars. Since the 1970s, America's been involved in several wars. Each time there's a war, sooner or later it transpires that it was based on a pack of lies. And this is true in American history. The Mexican-American War was based on a pack of lies. The Spanish-American War was based on a pack of lies. The Vietnam War, and all these things were documented. It's not even controversial anymore. But at the time, everybody bought into it. Now, anybody who'd done the research at the time would have known right away that they were being fed lies. And despite the fact that, or say the lie about the weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, which never existed, anybody with eyes in their heads knew that that was a manipulation and it wasn't true. The result was that thousands of Americans and 500,000 Iraqis died. Now, despite the fact that each time the lies are exposed, when the next war comes along, everybody still goes along with it. Well, that's mass hypnosis. It's like there's all this history. And if you take the average American, ask them to string together 2 intelligent sentences about the history of Afghanistan, they couldn't tell you anything. The Ukraine war right now, without going to the politics of it, ask the average American to give you 2 sentences on the history of Ukraine. 2 intelligent consecutive sentences on the history of Ukraine. That didn't start last year, but it's still going back into history. They couldn't. And yet, they get swept along every time into the narrative. And I'm only talking about these wars. I could talk about any number of political issues. It takes a kind of a passivity. Or take an issue that surely affects us all, climate change. We're talking today, this is January the 16th, I think. Today there's another article about Greenland, about how the ice mass of Greenland is melting at a faster rate than it has for over a millennium. Now, we all see it happening, but we're all totally passive in the face of it. It takes a hypnotic state of passivity. I mean, we're actually seeing the earth changing because of our own activities. Nobody denies that except people in utter emotional denial states, or unless you work for an oil company where it's your job to deny it.